welcome to Sarah's Stampin' Retreat. Today we're going to be making a zigzag fold card, and we're going to be using this Peony Garden suite from pages 82 and 83 of the annual catalogue. So we're going to be using some of these papers, and then we're going to be using the stamps and the coordinating dies as well. So the coordinating dies for this, we cut out these images, the blue ones, but there are also ones that will create these gorgeous peonies as well. So to start with, I've cut an A4 piece of grey granite cardstock down so that I've left the width at 8¼ inches. I've just cut it down to 11¼ inches long, just to make the numbers easier to divide, because I want it to be near enough a DL card. So it'd be slightly slimmer than a DL card, but not much, but it'll go in a DL card envelope. And then I'm just going to score at 3¾ inches. So the pale grey blade is my scoring blade. And then I can score at 3¾ inches from the other end as well. So I'll have three 3¾ inch panels. And then I want to cut this down, so I'm just going to make a little mark at 4 inches. Just on this side here. And then I'm going to lay this across my cutting line. So this is my cutting line here. And I'm going to put my little pencil mark on that end, and I'm going to put the top of this score line at this end, and then I'm just going to cut across. So then we've got a piece that's angled like that, and then I can fold this. So I'm going to fold this way, and then I'm going to fold this side back that way. So then here I've got 3 pieces of the Peony DSP that I showed you. I've cut each of them to 3½ inches wide. So I'm going to have this one on the back panel like this. So I'm just going to cut that down. I know that the back panel is 8¼ inches long. So I can just cut this down to 8 inches. That should sit nicely in the back panel now. And then I'm going to have this piece here is going to be the piece that I want in this panel. So I'm going to cut that down to 8 inches as well. And then the way that we're going to make sure that the angle is right on it is that we're going to line it up with this panel that we're going to put it on. So we want to make sure it's in the middle of the panel, and we want to just line up this corner with the top line of the panel. So I'm just turning that over to make sure that it's nice and central. And I'm happy that that's in the middle of the panel, so then I'm going to turn it over. I'm just going to draw this line here. So that's the line that I want to cut along. And then for the final panel, I'm going to measure this side here. So it is a bit measuring, but once you've made one and you kind of understand how it works, then it gets very easy. So this panel measures 6¼ inches. So I want this to measure 6 inches. So then this panel is going to go this way. So I'm just going to line that up again in the centre of that panel so that this corner touches the top. And then I can just turn it over and draw my line again. So then I'm just going to cut along these lines that we drew. So I'm just lining them up along the cutting line of my trimmer. So then I've got my panels sorted and I can glue them onto my card. So I'll do this one in the back first. And this is one of my favourite sweets from the whole of the annual catalogue. I just think the colours are so pretty. And then I'm checking to make sure that I'm putting them on the right side, because it's quite easy to glue them on the wrong side. I'm going to fold that back and we can put this one on the front. So then I'm just going to bring in my prize peony stamp set and a scrap piece of basic white cardstock. And I'm going to use this large flower stamp and some of the leaves. So I'm going to stamp all of those twice in Memento black ink. I'm going to stamp both of the leaves at once. So I'm going to stick to the colours of our card. I'm going to use grey granite and petal pink Stampin' blends with just a little bit of So Saffron added for the centres. And these images are really nice because they're actually shaded for you, so you know where to put the darker colours. So I'm just going to use one colour for the centre. Then I'm going to use my dark petal pink. I'm just going to go around all of these bits that are shaded for you with that. And then I'm just going to go over the top with my light petal pink. So I'm going to do the same with the leaves. I'm going to use my dark grey granite and the bits that are already shaded for me, and then I'll go over in a second with the light grey granite. So I'm going to use these dies to cut out the flowers, and then you can see you also get this nice border die, and you get the dies that cut out some of the other images in the pack, and you get these layering dies that make the peonies that I was showing you in the catalogue earlier. So I'm just going to go and cut those out. So there are my flowers cut out. So I'm just going to arrange them along here. There's a few different sentiments with this stamp set. We've got So Sorry for Your Loss, Love and Thanks to a Dear Friend, My Thoughts Are With You, and Your Sweet Friendship Refreshes the Soul. But I don't want to use any of those. I want to make this into a birthday card. So I'm actually going to use this Happy Birthday from the Peaceful Moments stamp set. So you can see that's a really nice stamp set with lots of different greetings on. So I'm just going to stamp that down there. And then I'm just going to stick these along here. And I'm going to work quickly because I want to glue this on. And then I'm going to just place this because I'm going to pop some dimensionals behind that one. But then I want to be able to put these into place, and I want to be able to lift this up a little bit so that I can pop them behind. I'll pop that there instead actually. So then I'm just going to grab some of these to pop on the back of here. Now I was just putting that on there just to make sure that I'm not going to put any dimensionals where it overhangs the card, because I don't want to be able to see them behind. And then I was just thinking about where I would like to write on this card. And I was originally thinking about putting a panel on the back, but I think that actually it'd be nice to have it here. So I've got this 3.5 by 8 inch panel of white. So I'm just going to put that so it's central on that panel and it touches the top there. And then I can just draw my line along there. And I'm going to bring my trimmer back in, and I'm just going to cut it in the same way we did the other panels. Then I can just glue this on, and then there's our cute completed card. So then it opens up like that and you can write your message there. So I really hope you've enjoyed our project for today. If you did, I'd really appreciate you clicking like, and you can also press subscribe below to see future projects. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will notify you when I've got new projects available. All of the products that we've used to make today's card will be listed in the description below, and there'll also be a host code there. So if you pop my host code into the basket before you check out, then I'll send you a free gift after the end of the month. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope to see you again soon.